When you're trying to solve a quadratic equation equaling 0, you can simply use a quadratic formula. I'm expecting you to know this formula already. So sometimes there are two solutions, sometimes there's one solution, sometimes there's no solution. The thing about the quadratic formula is that whenever this square root thing, which is called the determinant, whenever the determinant is equal to 0, then you're going to get one solution. If the determinant, which is this inside the square root thing, whenever the determinant is greater than 0, then you're going to get two solutions, 1, 2. And whenever it's less than 0, then you're going to get no solution. So we're going to try and understand why that's the case. So let's look at this here. Your A here is 1, B here is -6, and C here is 5. When you put into here, X will equal this. Now do the same for this, put it into the equation, it will give you this. Do the same for this one, put it into the equation, it will give you this. Now the reason why this here has two solutions, which you can see, is because of this bit here. If you look at the determinant here is 36 take away 20, that would be 16. That would be 16. So square root of 16 is 4. So when you look at the numerator, you've got the number 6, and then you plus 4, and then you minus 4, because square root of 16 is 4. So when you start at 6, looking at the numerator, when you start at 6 and then you add 4, it takes you to this place. When you take away 4, it takes you to this place. So in here, you've got two solutions. Whereas if you look at this case here, put it into the equation, it gives you this. Now look at this case here. The determinant here is 0. So in this case, you start at 6. If you look at the numerator, you start at 6 plus square root of 0, which is 0. So you move to the right by 0, you move to the left by 0. So you're just going to end up at 6. Looking up here, looking at the numerator, you start at 6, and then you add 4, and then you take away 4. So you've got two solutions here, 2 points. Here, you've only got 1 point. That's why this thing here leads to one solution. This thing here will lead to two solutions. Now, look at this case, there's no solution. So put it into here, it will give you this. Now look at the determinant. This here would be -8. 16 take away 24 would be -8. Now, what is the square root of -8? As far as you're concerned, you can't really square root a negative number. So in this case, you've got no solution. Okay, so the important part is this point leads to two solutions. This only one. You can't really, as far as you're concerned, you can't really square root a negative. So this thing really breaks down because you're trying to solve a quadratic when it equals 0. And so when you set this equation to equal 0 and you're trying to solve it, you're going to incur some sort of havoc. This thing here will cause a lot of havoc because there is no, this will never equal 0. And you're trying to set the formula to equal 0. So you're going to get some sort of havoc in this case here. So here you've got no solution, okay?